Hello friends, and welcome to today's project of making Brandy Snaps. The ingredient list is in the description. Brandy Snaps are such a classic in the pastry world that every pastry chef would have made this or is going to make this. They are commonly made from a mixture of golden syrup, flour, ginger, sugar, butter and lemon juice. We are going with the classic approach. Today I will show you how it is made into rolls filled with cream, much like the Italian cannoli. These are popular in the United Kingdom, Ireland, Australia and New Zealand. They are often tubular, brittle and sweet. They are typically 10 centimeters long and 2 centimeters in diameter. Let's get started. The most important thing is the golden syrup. Measure out in a medium pot 165 grams of golden syrup. Next, pour in 165 grams of Demerara sugar, and then followed by 165 grams of salted butter. The salt will help in the balancing of the sweetness. Take the pot over to the stove and turn on the heat to medium to high. We just want to warm up the mixture to help dissolve everything. Once the butter has melted and everything has been mixed together, take it off from the heat. Next, we will need the juice of 1 lemon. Pour that in and mix well. So another component to the brandy snap is ginger. I will be using stem ginger for its mellow sweetness and subtle flavor. Take a microplane or fine grater and grate until you have 15 grams worth of stem ginger. The ginger will add that nice secondary element to the brandy snaps. A variation on the recipe can include bicarbonate of soda, eggs and self-raising flour. Now, take a large bowl and pour in 150 grams of plain flour. Then pour in the wet mixture. By this time the wet mixture would have cooled down just in time to mix in with the flour. Use a rubber spatula and progressively work the wet mixture into the flour. Doing it in stages will help in avoiding the mixture from going clumpy. I used the whisk in the end to help give that one final mix. Now you can put it in a container. The mixture is runny now, so we will have to let this firm up and set in the fridge. Place some cling film over the surface. This prevents the surface from drying out in the fridge. Let this set and rest in the fridge overnight. In the meantime, while waiting, do check out my other videos. The next day, take a large tray and place some baking paper on the top. You can use a silicone mat if you have one. Let's check on the mixture. Take it out from the fridge. We are going to use this straight from the fridge while it's still cold. Use an ice cream scoop, as this will make it easier for you to make it into balls. The size is really up to you. I'm not making it too big. Place the balls on the baking tray and place it in your oven set at 180 degrees Celsius for about 10 to 13 minutes. In the meantime, let me show you what I'll be using to get that perfect round circle. I will be using a round cookie cutter to help in making it consistent. Remember from earlier, as I had mentioned, that the typical brandy snap would be 10 centimeters in length? This is close enough. Also, I have a small rolling pin for sugar work. This is about 2 centimeters in diameter, which is also close enough. In the meantime, let's take out the brandy snap from the oven. Once the corners start to take on color, we can take them out. Take out the tray from under and put that to one side. Let the brandy snaps cool down for just a little bit. Use the ring cutter to cut out the brandy snap into discs. A side note is to be careful when doing this. It can get rather hot. I remember when I used to make this for work and I had to make a lot. I would always burn my fingers without fail. The name Brandy Snap has no reference to the alcohol brandy. The brandy is related to branded, as in burnt. However, if you wish to add some alcohol, I'm not going to stop you. There you go, a perfect disc. We are not done here. This is just the pre-shaping part. All of these trimmings you see here, you can keep that for perhaps having it with some ice cream. Take the disc and place it on another baking paper with that tray you just had from earlier. Just look at that nice coral effect. Cook this for another 1 to 2 minutes to give it some uniform color. I'm only doing one here because filming and doing this can be hard to juggle, and I also don't want to burn myself. Here comes the tricky part, but once you do plenty of this, you will know when. It's all about practice. Take it out from the oven and take the hot tray from under and place that to one side again. So the tricky part is, when it comes out straight from the oven, it is too soft. And if you wait for too long, it will be too brittle. Take the Brandy Snap with a small palette knife and flip the disc, as we want to display the textured side to the audience. Use a rolling pin, like the one I have, and roll the snap. Secure the snap by pressing down in the middle. Leave it in the rolling pin for at least 30 seconds to mold and cool itself down into the shape. After 1 to 2 minutes, pull the snap out, and there you have it. There is no rush when doing this. When you practice more of this, when you are more confident, then you can bake more and work faster. After you have done as many as you like, place it into an airtight container with some kitchen paper. It will last a good week like that. If you don't want to roll them into a tube, you can always just use this as a disc for your plated desserts. Now, let's talk about the cream filling. Measure in a bowl 300 grams of double cream. Then pour in 45 grams of sieved icing sugar. We don't want to use a lot of sugar as the Brandy Snap is sweet enough. Give that a good whisking. Next, pour in 5 grams of vanilla bean paste. Keep whisking until you see some form of shape take place with the cream. Next, we need the zest of 1 lemon. Pour the zest in and gently mix. Then, 150 grams of creme fraiche. This will complement the cream with its sour notes. Now use a rubber spatula and gently fold everything. Remember, you can always whip or mix more, but you can't take out the whips when you have over whipped it. This cream is ready once it can hold itself. Next, I will be using a round piping nozzle and a piping bag. Gently fill in the Brandy Snaps. I must mention to you, they can be a bit fragile sometimes when handling. This needs to be eaten within the next few hours. Give it a slight cleanup and enjoy it. It will not last overnight once it's filled, as it can go soggy. Let's have a taste. My oh my, don't be fooled by the simplicity of this. Fantastic crunch, fresh creaminess from the lemon vanilla cream, and a complimentary hint of ginger. One of these is definitely a treat. Share this with your friends and family. Remember, be careful when making this, don't burn yourself. Well, there you have it, Brandy Snaps. If you have enjoyed watching this, please hit the thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already to catch more of my food projects. Until next time, bye for now.